What is the best POS system for a food truck? This is a question that's been asked 43 times in our Facebook group over the last couple of months. Let's talk about the must-have features you need from a POS system. What happens at a Food Truck Friday event, and how can you attract more than your fair share of attendees? Today I'm going to share my experience from this past Friday night and how some food trucks earned my business and how other food trucks chased me away forever.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
So what is a POS? That stands for point of sale. It helps you operate your food business. Modern POS systems will track sales, they'll compute taxes, they'll process credit cards, they'll track sales mixes, and that's at the very least. There are at least 100 different POS systems out there, and there's even more in the pipelines. While there are many similarities amongst all those different POS systems, there are a bunch of differences as well. And we want to make certain that you get the most bang for your buck, and then also something that is affordable for your food truck. So here are the top features that you're going to need. You need to be able to process credit cards, and that is a must-have feature. But not all systems treat credit card processing the same. Some are included with the system you purchase. Others, you choose the processor separately from the POS system. And I know that's unusual, but you can do that. Some are flat-rate processors, and others are variable-rate processors. You need to understand the differences there. You'll need to determine your budget and your tolerance for fees. Just remember, fees can be accounted for in your menu pricing, but the fees still need to be affordable to your business. A POS system needs to track sales. This is the most basic functions of a POS system, but not all systems track the same. A food truck needs to be able to track different tax rates as well because we're mobile. Different cities, different counties have different tax rates, so we need to have that ability to select multiple tax rates. The system should differentiate between a walk-up order, an online order, and a delivery order, because those are all handled differently and perhaps packaged differently as well. A POS system needs to track inventory, another basic function handled differently amongst the different POS providers. At the very least, what you need is a live tracking of products, so when something runs out, the system notifies both the cashier and the online ordering system so that no orders can come through for something you've already run out of. A step up would be a POS system that's programmed with all of your ingredients and all of your recipes, and that would not only tell you when you run out of 100 pounds of hamburger across all different types of hamburgers, but it would also compute your theoretical food cost, which is based on sales mix. A great POS system for a food truck needs a KDS. That stands for Kitchen Display Screen. When an order is placed on the POS system, it automatically sends the order to a display screen for the cooks to start the cooking process. This saves money on guest checks, it saves money on printers and ticket rails. This is 2023, and for goodness sake, please get in the new millennia. Truck owners want an app for inventory, but they'll be the same truck owners that'll handwrite tickets. And like I said, it's time to get into the new millennia. A great POS system for a food truck has built-in order up alerts. And what that means is you collect up the cell phone number, or you have an app that's associated with your POS system. So when the guest types in the cell phone number or uses that app to place an order, your system then sends out a notification that says, hey, the food's up, whenever you clear something off the KDS screen. This automatically happens whenever the screen is cleared off, like I said, and it saves you from having to buy pagers or having to holler out names and numbers, and then crossing your fingers and hoping that the guest is paying attention to their pager or is paying attention to the name and number. I can promise you they are paying attention to their cell phone because they don't want to miss that important text message. You want a POS system that has integration with delivery companies, and while this may not be a must-have feature, it certainly makes staying organized way easier when you have all your orders from online and delivery companies coming into a single place. Plus, with all the power outlets and space at a premium on a food truck, I mean, really, how many tablets can you afford to have at your service window? Now let's take it one step further. I would like to see a POS system add a feature that would utilize the cell phone number we already have captured and at the very minimum send out a reminder, say about 30-40 minutes after the food has been delivered, to remind that guest to write a review. I know this complicates the software just a little bit, and it has some additional expenses and legalities, but this would be an absolutely awesome feature to have if it's done in a subtle manner and it's not intrusive. A simple workflow could be incorporated with the software, allowing for a pre-programmed message to go out at a set time interval. Again, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And that little text message that says, hey, we hope you enjoyed the food. Please leave us a review at, and then it has a link for them to click and do a review. And we could even get into cell phone marketing. But again, the cost goes up and it could chase away potential guests. It has to be done cost effectively and it has to be done subtly, so it's not intrusive. But it is something I think that we need to have built in to food truck POS systems. Now, how much should you pay for these needed components? And that's where the waters get really, really deep, and we could easily drown in all the information and comparisons. There are so many companies out there that do most, if not all, the features I just mentioned, and they do it for crazily varying rates for processing, for the equipment, and for the add-ons. For example, many POS systems charge for the KDS, which honestly is like charging extra to put brakes on a car. If you're in the food service business, you need a KDS. If you're driving a car, you need brakes. Some POS systems provide the machines, while others allow you to download software and then put that on your own device. Some POS systems include PCI compliance, and that's the little technical things that help keep credit cards secure. And you have to do certain things to prove that you're PCI compliant. So some POS companies charge you for that, some include it in their fees. Some systems offer their own credit card processing, in which they make a small profit on the credit card processing as well. Because they're having to pay fees, so they bump up their prices, so they make some profit on that too. So not only are you paying for the system, you're paying for them to process your credit card. Other systems allow you to get your own credit card processing rate with your merchant account and the processor you're choosing. And then still other POS systems offer free processing, but they have monthly subscriptions or other charges that go unnoticed. So you have to do the homework. And that homework brings me to remind everyone to read your contract and all the fine print. Pay close attention to all the numbers and all the fees. For example, what are the fees for a card not present transaction? It could be super high. And if you're doing a lot of online ordering, that cuts into your profit. And now your first thought may have been, Bill, I won't have those kind of fees because I'll take all the orders in person. And that's true. But card not present also goes for anything placed online, anything that's done as a delivery. And they're going to have higher fees. And if you're not careful, a company could sneak in excessively higher fees. And you won't even notice, since after all, the POS itself is free. You see, a company could help you advertise your online ordering ability or even give you a free website. And how they make money is charging for those excessive card not present fees. The average rate for a Visa card not present transaction is 10 cents and 2.4%. Compare that with Square's card not present rate, which is 30 cents and 2.9. The difference between Visa's rate and Square's rate is the profit for Square. PayPal is 2.99%, and they charge a whopping 49 cents for cards not present. The point here is to read the details. I've seen some providers charging over 5% to process an online order. Don't fall victim for a POS system that says free when it's not really free. So what is the best POS system for a food truck? You're going to get a ton of answers. There's no merchant account needed, no equipment to purchase. If you got a cell phone, you can spend $50 and get a tap reader and you're good to go. If you want some of the other things I mentioned, you got to pay some extra fees. So the bottom line in determining your best POS is to list the features you deem important and then find out what those costs are for those features, and then you decide if that's acceptable for your business. And then you select the POS system that meets your needs. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow because I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.